Catherine and Brian at Moonstarlodge in Georgian Bay area, Ontario, Canada, and we're here with your Indigenous perspective on all things divinatory and in particular tarot and oracle cards. And this is a reading for the week of May 5th to 11th. And it's a botanical week. I was doing some meditation on the cards to use for this weekly reading, and all things floral came up. Even some birds, because outside I guess the birds and the flowers are dominating in this spring. But I didn't have room for any birds this week. We may sneak a few in next week. So the theme seems to be very upbeat with all this beauty on the table. And I'm using some decks that I've not used before on camera. The principal tarot for this week is the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. She does amazing decks, and this one isn't talked about very often, but I love it, and it's our principal tarot for this week. The Marigold Tarot for the Ancestor cards, the Floral Enchantment Tarot by Anya Rogov as an alternate tarot, the Mirror Oracle by Amrit Brar, who also did the Marigold Tarot that I just showed. This I never see. I never see on camera, and I don't know why. It's a stunning deck. It's called Sacred Nature Oracle by Holly Wilmeth. Tongue twister there. The Enchanted Blossoms by Carla Morrow. I have used that before. The Secrets of a Mystic Grove. What would a reading be without a girl with birds and flowers in her hair? Cosmic Magic Oracle for the astrological input. The Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. She has a new one out called, I believe, the Stone Oracle. I haven't got it. I'm contemplating. The Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle. This is a lovely deck. And it's by Shannon Kaiser. And finally, the Oracle of the Roses. And this is by Sherilyn Darcy. And so I'm just going to shuffle some boxes around because I don't have a lot of room. This week of May 5th to 11th, we are building to the full moon of Listening Woman, who is the intuitive, the one who goes into the place of the stillness and protects the introspective space so that we might receive information from the cosmos, the creator. So just know that the energies are building to this, and with the volatility of the fluctuating temperatures and barometric pressure, you may feel certain headachy things. I'm not trying to auto-suggest anything, but I know I do. And there are others of you out there that must be just as sensitive. Anyway, without further ado, Brian, let's go to the cards. Here are the 7 Muse Oracle or Muse Tarot cards for the reading, and one of each of the oracles and 2 of the astrological cards to give us some astrological timelines. So we are starting here with the 8 of Emotions, which is the 8 of Cups in a standard deck. And we're literally walking away into the void of something brand new. Walking away from something we love because perhaps we simply need a time out, time for a vision quest, time for a retreat, time for some silence, and maybe we just need to walk away. So for some of us, because this is a collective reading, it will be walking away from something we've loved. Now, the ancestor card, that is, to clarify it, it's out of position here because these cards on the upper tier here are a lot wider, so unfortunately I can't line them up. But it's visions, and so that suggests to me we're on a vision quest. And that's more of a time out or a time away, a letting go of what we do on the day-to-day, and just saying, am I in my right space? And walking away, looking for the visions is exactly what Listening Woman is asking us to do, to go within. So moving from this, we have the Page of Inspiration, who is the Page of Wands. So we are seeking that in spiritus, that fire within, something to perhaps reignite some passions and to see if there's a new direction to take our journey in this life. And it's interesting that it's clarified by the Focus card. And in a place of stillness, we can focus. It's hard to focus with my dog rattling her collar, but we'll carry on. So it is all about taking time for self right now, stepping out of the madding crowds and just being in the go within, the liminal space that we can create to receive. The next card here is another 8. It's the 8 of Inspiration. And this is another Wands card. Sorry, I'm just listening to Spirit. So this is about setting our directions and going like stink. A lot of travel iconography here. And the flower is the Pioneer. It is wild rose or prairie rose. And to be the pioneer is to be inspired to go in a new way, to find new shores, to settle down in a new place and perhaps begin again. So it's very much a movement reading so far. This is the 3 of Inspiration. So this is, we've made some choices, we've picked a direction, and we're fully and clearly on our way. So this doesn't take a long time. Now, the card that clarifies it is the World card. It's myrtle is the flower. And the World card means we're coming to an end of a karmic journey. So I'm just going to grab the book and see what the flower myrtle is all about. Let's see here. So it's about fulfillment and completion. Myrtle is revered for its connection to love, peace, and prosperity, mirroring the card's inner themes of unity and wholeness. Additionally, myrtle is often used in rituals and ceremonies to mark significant life events, highlighting its role in transitions and endings as depicted in the World card. Together, they signify a sense of fulfillment, balance, and the realization of one's potential. Aphrodite apparently placed myrtle in high regard in her gardens in ancient Greece. The next is the 7 of Inspiration. So we've got the 8, we've got the Page, and we've got the 3, and I swear I did shuffle this quite a lot. So the 7 of inspiration is the protecting of, or taking the higher ground and firmly protecting where others might question our journey. Because it's new, a lot of people basically, in Buddhist thinking, you don't tell people what's on your mind or what you're going to do, because people will try to tear it down. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but I'm just saying it's by taking the higher ground and being protective, you are letting people around you know that this new direction is where you're going. Anybody else trying to throw you off that course might be coming from a place of fear, and they think they're being protective or giving you ideas you hadn't thought of. But it ain't so. The clarifying card says winning, succeeding, victory, and victorious outcomes. Well, that's exactly why we need to protect it. The next card is the 8 of Voices. That's the 8 of Swords. And this is a card suggesting that all this movement and quick movement may bring us to a place of second-guessing and having fear and judging and stalling ourselves, being stopped dead in our tracks. Really nothing else stopping us. We're just so caught up in our own woo-woo that we cannot see that we aren't held back. No, there's nothing to fear here. And the clarifier for this card is forgiveness will set you free. What do you need to forgive yourself for? Well, the concept of forgiveness is to forgive yourself for following an old paradigm here. We often resort to fear and stopping ourselves and sitting in a place of non-movement. So we need to forgive ourselves. That's just an old tape and loop. Let it go and carry on. This is the Queen of Voices. This is the Queen of Swords, and she's looking directly at the 8. The Queen has our back, and we have to take on the archetype of the Queen here. This is not a gendered thing. The Queen represents the archetype of a person who acts quickly, with maturity, with intellectual maturity, and the kind of clarity that most of us would envy. She is bringing clarity to the fear that exists in the card before. So know that by stepping into the space of the Queen, or calling in guides, teachers, angels, archangels, spirits of the highest and best intention, to know we're not alone in this, and that they will help us with the clarity we need. The card to clarify that is the Rose Thread. It is inner call, it is soul-led, it is the mystic, and living courageously. So that's exactly the kind of attitude we need to adopt and adapt with. Moving to the final card here, we have Scorpio. And we have Scorpio and the stars. Instead of another astrological sign, we have the stars. So this tells me with the stars, I can read this as if it's clarifying Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign. So Scorpio is transformation and it's death. So death of an old way of life or an old thing that we loved, moving in a new direction that comes along very swiftly. And I'm going to ask Brian to douse and see if Scorpio is a timeline as well as an attribute.
Yes.
Yes. So all this movement takes us right up until the end of October into November. So that's a good thing to know. The stars are ancestors, actually, in our indigenous traditions. So the stars are watching and helping. Okay, so you can flip the camera, Brian. This is a very positive reading. I'm quite impressed that something as gentle and lovely as the botanical realm can provide us with such energy and clarity. And I'm pleased with this. As always, we thank you, old timers and people just starting up here new with us. We thank you for your support, for your coffee, for your generous comments, which I enjoy answering. And we thank you for following along.